One of the biggest problems in medical is the reductionism of the body. So you have a foot doctor, you have a heart doctor, you have a lungs doctor, you have all of these different doctors that are specialists in just part of the body. And one of the things that I find the funniest with the eyes is that there are cornea specialists and retina specialists. And so that means that we've actually reduced the body so that you have a front of the eye doctor and a back of the eye doctor, which is mind-boggling to me, because when it comes down to it, we are a whole human. And all of these systems that we have are interrelated. And one of the things that I find most interesting is that about 2/3 of what got into your brain got in there through your eyeballs, which is shocking, right? You got like this 3-pound ball of mush that 2/3 of what got in there through your eyes. And what that means is that anything that we put in front of your eyes is a filter through which 2/3 of your brain content is received. That gives us a huge opportunity to modify the incoming data into your brain in a way that potentially benefits you. So with epilepsy and photosensitive epilepsy, there's something amiss. Some wires crossed where when you get too bright a light or too much flicker, that the brain kind of goes haywire. And one of the things that it seems is often attempted is we go to brain surgery, we go to pills, we go to different medications to slow down and stop epileptic episodes. And all of those things have pretty drastic side effects, right? Like one of the things that seems to happen a lot in neurology is a hemispherectomy, which they actually go into your brain and then slice it right down the middle so your left side of your brain doesn't talk to your right side of the brain, because when they do, it creates seizures. So these things, when you think about them, are fairly barbaric solutions. And the question is, what's happening that we don't know when we're doing these barbaric things and we're just chopping a wire? Like that feels like we should be more respectful and more cognizant of the side effects of that, but we're not. So anyways, there is wavelengths from 400 to 700 nanometers or thereabouts that we as humans can see. And what has been found is that the light in the spectrum of about 610 nanometers is really what triggers a lot of photoepilepsy. So what we're able to do is, by filtering out that wavelength and reducing the inputs of that wavelength, it can severely reduce the symptoms of photosensitive epilepsy. So it was in 2006, they did a study with 610 patients, and 96% of these patients benefited from a lens that severely reduces the 610 nanometer wavelength. The cool thing about it is that, what are the side effects, right? If I don't like my glasses, I can take them off. How long does it take you to overcome the side effects of a surgery? How long does it take you to overcome the side effects of a medication? And what are the side effects of a medication? So the cool thing about glasses is you put them on. For 96% of the people, it's effective. And for 4% of the people that it's not effective, you just take off the glasses and say, okay, bye glasses. So this is not to say, hey, stop taking your pills, don't do the surgery, but this is to say, hey, this is something to try. This is something that may have very powerful benefits for you with very little side effect, very little drawback. And most of the time, your doctor is not necessarily thinking about it because it's not in their traditional toolbox. I mean, the study speaks for itself. 610 people with 96% efficacy. You would be hard-pressed to find anything on the market in medicine, in surgery, in anything that has that kind of success rate. But that said, we are not doctors. We're not ophthalmologists. We are opticians and people who really want to help patients. So we scour the world trying to find things that can help you, even if they're not necessarily traditional treatments. Because in our opinion, the traditional treatments oftentimes are not effective. Just because they're covered by insurance does not mean they're effective. Looking at blue glasses, there's a lot of stuff out there. And it is important to recognize that this study was done on a specific wavelength of light. And that was what was deemed effective. So if you are, on the internet looking for lenses, any blue lens will look blue, but it is entirely possible that might not be blocking the wavelength that is most correlated to epilepsy.